Welcome to another episode of Behind the Headlines, where we delve deep into the issues shaping Kenya today. I'm your host, Anthony Makokha, and today we are tackling a topic that has ignited widespread anger and confusion across the country: the recent directive from the Ministry of Education requiring all parents to register their children under the Social Health Insurance Fund, or SHIF. The announcement made just days before the school opens for third term has left many parents frustrated and unsure of how to proceed. What exactly is HIF? Why the rush? And why are so many parents opposed to it? In today's episode, we'll break down these questions and more. Let's start with the directive itself. On the morning of Friday, 23rd August 2024, the Basic Education Principal Secretary, Dr. Belio Kipsang, made a public announcement that all school-going children must register under SHIF as dependents of their parents and within the next 2 days. This announcement came just before the beginning of the third term of the 2024 school year. Parents were expected to comply with this directive before the children could return to school. The timing and the abruptness of this announcement caught many off guard, leading to immediate backlash. Many parents have expressed their anger and confusion. Some dismissed the directive as total joke, while others were completely unaware of it until they received the official text message from the Ministry of Education. This lack of communication and transparency has fueled a sense of mistrust among parents who feel that the government is mishandling the education sector. So what are the main concerns parents have raised about this directive? Firstly, there is the issue of public participation, or rather, the lack thereof. Many parents have argued that the government should have involved them in discussions about SHIF before making it mandatory. The abruptness of the directive, combined with the very short timelines, have left parents scrambling to understand the details of the scheme. National Parents Association Chairman Silas Obhata summed it up well when he questioned why the government is pushing for fresh registration of students, especially since those in public secondary schools were previously covered under the now defunct EduAfya scheme. EduAfya was a government-paid medical cover for students, and according to Obuhata, the government already has the data for students who are covered, so why the need for a registration? Then there is a concern that SHIF might be a backdoor attempt to push parents into signing up for medical plan that has already faced significant resistance. Some parents believe that this is a strategic move to get more people enrolled in SHIF regardless of their wishes. Kamau Mwangi, a parent in Nairobi, voiced a concern that many others share: the mandatory nature of this enrollment. He warned that once parents register their children, they might find themselves unable to opt out of the scheme, even if they disagree with the terms. Another pressing issue is the insufficient time given for registration. James Mwenda pointed out that the SHIF system is designed to serve 14.4 million Kenyans daily, including over 10 million children in primary school and 4.4 million in secondary schools. Given these numbers, a 2-day registration window is not just unreasonable, it's almost impossible. Let's take a closer look at the sentiments from different regions across the country. In the Rift Valley, parents have described the directive as untimely, adding to the already growing uncertainties in the education sector. Miriam Wiruri from Nakuru shared her frustration, stating that she had tried accessing the system using the phone as directed but was unable to do so. The system simply wasn't working. In Kericho, parents have called for the extension of the registration period. Zablon Cheriot, a local chairman, highlighted that many parents are still unfamiliar with SHIF and lack adequate information about the registration process. He mentioned that most parents don't even know how to navigate the online registration, making it impossible for them to meet the deadline. Similarly, in Nandi County, parents expressed their opposition to the decision. Caroline Mutai, a parent from Kapsabet, lamented that the decision to onboard children onto SHIF was made hastily and without proper consultations. She noted that most parents, like herself, are still in the dark about the specifics of the new cover, as stakeholders were not involved in the decision-making process. In Trans Nzoia County, parents raised a different concern. As they struggle to raise school fees for their children, they find the government's directive to register for SHIF to be an additional burden. County Parents Association Chairman Wellington Waliaula emphasized that the notice was simply too short for parents to comply with before schools reopen for third term. Mombasa Central, Nyanza, and Western regions have echoed similar sentiments. Many parents are either unaware of the directive or feel that the timeline is too short. In some cases, parents even suggested that the directive adds to the confusion surrounding the start of the new school term. The controversy surrounding SHIF is part of the larger debate about the direction of Kenya's education and healthcare systems. The sudden rollout of SHIF raises several important questions about the future of these sectors. Why was Edu Afya phased out under unclear circumstances? What are the government's long-term plans for SHIF? And why is there a lack of transparency in how these decisions are made? Many parents are demanding answers, and rightfully so. The education and health of our children are too important to be subject to hasty decisions made without proper consultation. The government needs to provide clear and detailed information about SHIF, its benefits, and how it will impact students and their families. Moreover, the government should take into account the feedback from parents and stakeholders before implementing such a wide-reaching policies. Public participation is not just a legal requirement, it's essential for building trust, ensuring that policies are effective and well received. As we wrap up today's episode, it's clear that SHIF's directive has struck a nerve with many parents across the country. The lack of communications, the rushed timelines, and the mandatory nature of the registrations have all contributed to the backlash. But where do we go from here? It's crucial for the Ministry of Education to address these concerns head-on. This could involve extending the registration period, providing more detailed information about SHIF, and engaging in meaningful consultations with parents and other stakeholders. As we continue to monitor this situation, one thing is certain: the voices of Kenyan parents must be heard. Their concerns are valid, and their input is essential for shaping policies that truly serve the best interests of the children. Thank you for tuning in to Behind the Headlines. If you found this episode informative, please share it with others and consider subscribing to stay updated on the issues that matter most. Until next time, I am Anthony Makokha, and this is Behind the Headlines. Remember, the more informed you are, the better equipped you are to make decisions that shape our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Adios.